minutes. Okay, well, we do a long, skinny live then. Sorry, people. This was not my plan. But live we are. And thanks, Jane. Thanks, Amy. Yes, well, thankfully what I'm working in tonight is quite small, so it should fit in the screen. But this was not the plan. Oh, the plans of mice and men. Yes. So what I have here, almost touching my camera, is a pile of dictionaries and other books that I use in various ways in my crafting. And with junk journaling, I like to use them quite a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on this page in my journal. This is one that I have printed and downloaded, or downloaded and then printed. Can't do it in the other order, that won't work. So let's just make some space. And it's very difficult because now I'm not seeing what you see on my screen. Does it fit? Does it fit? Ah, Stephanie found me. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm all over the place. I've got about 3 live streams going, Sarah, as you've probably found out. I couldn't get any of them to work and then discovered actually I was. This one was live, but it won't let me go horizontal. So hello, Annelise. Happy birthday for the other day. Yesterday, I think. I don't know what day I'm on. I hope you had a fabulous day. I saw you had chocolate cake, my favorite. So, yes, we unfortunately have a long, skinny live. I'm going to have to do my best. Thankfully, my book just fits in. So my idea for tonight is, last week I did what I call a traditional art journal page with a little bit of junk, as in this was a envelope that I printed on, and my printer at the time was busy dying on me, and my brand new one had arrived, and I now have it all installed and it is marvelous. It's the same brand, but it's just much bigger and it can handle so much more. So in fact, while we're talking about that, I want to show you 2 of what I did do. So this is an envelope that I printed. Let me just go and help my mom find me because now I'm all over the place. Sorry, Mom. Andrew, can you help her, please? Because I'm trying to do a live. My mom can't find me. You're late, Hannah. Don't worry. I'm trying to find myself on the internet. I had it all set up and organized, and well, I need to do a test run or something because everything was working fine when I did it last week. I did nothing different this week, and then couldn't actually find the live button on my screen. It was at the bottom of my screen. There's a you know, you have the circle in the middle and the arrow this way and the arrow that way. Yes, Stephanie, you are so right. So yes, and then I tried to go and help my mother find me, and well, I couldn't. So we're not doing very well today, are we? But hey, we're here now. So disguised in this piece of paper is an envelope, a large envelope. I was quite excited when my husband got this in the mail. Ah, she found me. Yay, we've all found me, including me. I just used a little bit of a glue stick. It says ultra smooth. Thankfully, it's not ultra strong. And I managed to stick this somewhat to the piece of paper. So no tape involved this time. And look at that. I've got a printed envelope. And it just rubs off because it's inkjet. It's not designed to stick to plastic. So I'm just going to use a piece of paper towel and rub the printing off the plastic. So now we have a little window that we can see what is inside, and it matches our printing. So, oh, thanks, Sarah's done lots of sharing. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks, Sarah. Yes, what an abysmal start to this live. It will need serious editing. But anyway, so I managed to print on this envelope as well. And this envelope has printing on the inside, but it also has printing on the plastic. So we need to get rid of that. Hannah, oh dear. So, yes, trials and tribulations of adulting. It's all overrated, I tell you. I remember when my son came home from school and he was quite little, sort of grade 1 or 2. And I told him to go back out to the car and take his suitcase out and unpack it, put his lunchbox in the kitchen, take out his homework, yada, yada, yada. Thanks, Steph. Yes, it's a bit of a hunt. It's Hunt Belinda. Though you wouldn't think it's hard to find me with this pink hair. But yes, it was a bit of a runaround. Plus, there's another shed live that's going live and didn't go live because I accidentally discovered I was live. Oh my word! And then I was talking to myself on the screen with my camera facing the other way, and now it won't let me turn it horizontal. So we have a portrait live. So yes, I digress. So, thanks, Andy's. Yes, remember to thumbs up, though I don't know about thumbs upping this video yet. Wait a bit before you decide to do that. Anyway, so my son says, I can't wait to be an adult. So I said, why is that? So he said, because then I won't have to pack things away. I said, I'm sorry to inform you, my child, that that's all I do. I go to the shops. I pack things in the trolley, I unpack them into the car, I unpack them from the car into the kitchen, I then unpack them from the groceries, from the bags onto the shelves. So there's a lot of packing and unpacking when you're an adult. And my son just looked at me and he was like, no. He was like, I want to cancel this now. Anyway, so I just thought I would show you that actually with my new printer, I have been able to actually print on these envelopes. So this does make it more junk journaling because, well, this is stuff that you would throw away. And now you can make it pretty and you can even have little windows in them. So these are like free little pockets. And because it's a junk journal, it doesn't need to be acid free. It's none of that stuff. It's just for fun. Hi, Denise. So yes, and well, the one that I showed you guys last week that I had printed and my other printer had really messed up, it is supposed to be so that you have matching pages like that, but one of the pages pulled through double, so then I've landed up with unmatching pages, which, well, that's also interesting. It's absolutely fine. And so normally when you are putting a junk journal together, you don't always stitch it or staple it or do anything until it's finished. So what you could do, for example, is put this in here like that, and then also try and have it the right way up, Belinda, so that your pocket can hold something. We really are doing well tonight. I need to get into bed and get out the other side. So you could then fold it and have a pocket that would fit inside there, and you can do all sorts of things. So I have taken the folio and the printout that I did, and I have folded it so that it will fit my 5x7. Let's take that out before I lose it in my Bermuda triangle. And that would actually fit inside here. So I folded it and trimmed it down and then cut the same shape. So that gives me an extra interesting page in my journal. But of course this one's already stapled, so that one will have to go somewhere random. Pick a spot, any spot, and put it there. There we go, that works. So that's what I had intended for that. But what we have here, this envelope is a tad too fat to fit in where my stapling is. So I'm going to have to just trim this down because my stapling is from there to there. So I want to slide this through together with some of this old school tracing paper. It literally is old, proper school tracing paper. And I know you can't see what I'm doing because, well, we're on the skinny view. So I'm going to just trim down, and I'm just checking that I'm actually not cutting the, what do I need? I need less than 4 inches. That much I do know because I did measure for the tracing paper already. And I'm going to trim that off like so. So now I have a pocket that I can make. And I'm going to slide it through. She says, the world in theory tonight is not my, well, the reality is not my friend. Theory is all in my head. Let's find the other side and pull this through. So now we have a pocket. Yay, it worked. Okay, and we can have it, let's have it lining up so that on this side it is like so, and on this side it is like so. And then you can stick anything on this side and we have a pocket. So I was going to add another pocket. So now that we've done that, let's slide that through. Theory is all relative, yes, absolutely relative. Relative to the moment, the person, the everything. Okay, I've got that kind of through. I just thought it's nice to have more interesting layers. So there. We have 2 layers now, and I can make the one, I'll make it longer on this side and shorter on the other side. So there we go. Another layer. Ta-da! Off to a good start at last. Now, this one I will leave for something else. And what I did want to do is, because now I have this printer that can handle nice thick cardstock, I found this little girl, this one, today. Isn't she just the cutest thing? Let's see how much glare we have on this. I've been walking past her in this shop's window for a couple of weeks now, and she looks like she should have little cherub wings. And eventually today, I went on a mission. He only takes cash. He does not take card, and I never carry cash. So she's been fairly safe. Oh, thanks. Since the Hobbit. Thank you for popping in. I'm glad you found me because I'm all over the place tonight. Anyways, I'm just showing this adorable little girl who I have managed to get out of her backing. I had to undo this and scan her in and add her to a couple of other cute little children photographs that I have got. And I still need to edit. So in fact, I have edited a little better on this side. So these are all the test runs. So this was done just on quick printing, but I'm on photo paper, so it made little stripes. These are all the things when you do printable downloads that you need to test. And so she's a slightly different color to this scanned image. So what I've done is in the middle here, I have made them all grayscale, and now they all match. Hooray! So lots of fiddle and faff, but I do like her in those tones actually for this particular page. So what I want to do is find my decal edge scissors. It's Penny. Hi, Penny. I had no idea who the Hobbit was. Thanks for that. Nice to see you here, Pens. Decal edge scissors. Remember these? We all had these. And they came in all different patterns and things. And Tim has a decal guillotine, but I've never bought that. I've always been quite happy with my good old-fashioned scissors, and I must have had these scissors since before I was married, because I remember using them on my photographs of my hen party or kitchen tea, whatever you like to call it, that party that everybody throws for the girls before they get married. I absolutely had to take her home with me, Steph. I had been walking past her, and the gentleman was so sweet. I bought a sewing reel, cotton reel unit from him previously. Now the problem is she's going to lose a finger, but we'll try not to. I think we'll manage to get it. No fingers were lost in the cutting of this picture. Isn't that just too cute? So yes, this, I will be putting these, once I've sorted them all out and got them all to behave, I will be putting them on my website. But for now, I just thought, isn't that angelic? She is just the cutest thing. So now where to from here? Right, let's find what else we have on our desk. We have some Tim Holtz. I've been dying to use these, and I think they will be cool to hold the photo in place. And then I was also wanting to make one of these flippy flappy foldy pockety things, and I haven't done a test one properly, but it goes something like this. Let me just slide this out the way, because now we have this terribly skinny screen. Let's see, it's like a mirror. Which finger? Yes, I need to come this way. I've got that as my it's like a mirror activity around here. So we're going to fold it in half one way. We're going to fold it in half the other way. Yes, Stephanie, I always wonder what the people's stories were. So the gentleman did say to me that she's a 1900s little girl, and that he has seen different iterations of her. So I wonder whether she was somebody kind of famous. I don't know. So okay, now having folded it and folded it again, I am going to open it up, and we're just going to cut along there. I was hoping that when I opened the frame, that there would be information on the back, but there wasn't. There was just a pencil scribble. It was quite a disappointment. So I'm going to just pop my metal edge side over here and grab my ruler. And this makes one of those flippy, flappy, floppy things. So now we have, and I can't remember where I saw it, so I'm going to have to do some research and put it under this video afterwards, because I saw it on somebody's video. They were using purple masquerade stuff. So I know I did buy that set of papers from them, but I think it was one of her design teams. So now we have this pocket that can flip up, turn over, and flip up again. So if you stick that to the page, then you have a flippy, turny, flappy thing. And I thought that was quite cool. And so I've done it in the A4. So this is the 5x7. This is exactly the same design, just in A4. So obviously bigger. So everything kind of matches, matchy-ish. And now I'm going to bring on the ink. Yes, I always wonder who they are, but she just was so cute, and she's been sitting there patiently in the shop window waiting for me. Absolutely waiting for me. Darling little girl. So I'm going to give her decal edge a little bit of a brown tint. And then I'm going to do the same on here. because it's not me if I don't ink it. So now we open it up once and we ink again. Yeah, I have quite a collection of vintage photos in my stash, and I do wonder what their stories are, who they were. Most of them have absolutely no information other than on the back of the photo. Sometimes there's a really nice photo studio card, and so that is something that I will be scanning in and using as well, because I just love the way vintage logos and things were put together. Right, now we need to open this up and do this side. Lots and lots of inking. I love photo paper. This is 140 GSM photo paper. I like printing on this because it really takes makes the colors nice and bright, but also it takes Tim's inks really, really well. So it really makes, you know, journaling and things lots of fun. Right, I think I've now got ink on everything. No, there's a bit I missed. Let's fold that back. Yes, so the little girl is now going to have pride of place somewhere in my, what I now refer to my house as museum, because when my neighbors come in, they're always a little wide-eyed, and I'm actually going to have it this way out. I think that works better with the page. Should we go pink in the front or yellow? Because that'll get glued. Pink. I think pink works better with her. Or let's see, does that contrast better? I think I'm going to go with that. Just talking to myself out loud. So I'm going to glue this page down over here, because then I'll be able to open, open, and open, and then we'll have the dots and the dots. So let's commit and do that now. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this. You can use any of these glue sticks, also works really well. Actually, let's use the glue stick. It's less messy. In junk journaling, glue sticks are the order of the day. The first time I saw that as a scrapbooker, I was a little bit horrified, because, well, we use acid-free, etc., lignin-free stuff. So it does make the page curl a bit, but I remember the smell. It's just like being at school. This glue has not changed for 100 years. Right, what can we put this girl on? Let's put it at an angle, and let's use some of Timmy's tapes. Let's grab some of his vintage tape. We don't need such thick ones. And I think those are repeats, so we will just see. Let's use that one maybe. Okay, maybe I need to actually stick her first. Or not, because now if I don't, then I can stick something behind her. So let's use these. Been dying to use these. Fell in love with them. Every time I've seen one of his design team or anybody using these, I'm looking for a short-ish one. I think that one is too long. Well, let's go with the long one. So yes, I've been dying to use these. First, I struggled to get hold of them. Every time I had them in my basket in the shop where I buy things, then they would sell out, and I'd have to wait until I was notified that they were back in stock, and then they would sell out again. Oh yes, I like that. Now No. We need to put something in there to hide the wording. I mean, I don't mind the wording, but the idea is that we need to put something behind there. And what have I got that's big enough to cover that? Let's see, let's bring some of this yellow across, and it's got a nice big dot. Let's just see what we need. So we need a piece about so big. Probably should get my, let's see. I'm going to cut on that line because it gives me something to aim at, and I'm going to cut on this line because it gives me something to aim at. This is a piece where I have double printed, so I have taken the French dictionary sheet and popped it in and overprinted on top of the dots. So that is also something you can do if you ever download any digitals. I'm just going to cut off that white bit, and then I'm going to pop this inside the pocket, and let's have a look, see what that will look like. So there we go. That will look like so. Okie dokie. I'm not even going to fight it too much. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that and hold it in place. And try and get it straight-ish with the window. There we go. Right, so that'll hold that in place, and then I'll be able to put something in there. And let's just get that straight. I'm faffing with this. Okay, so we have her, and what can we put behind her? Let's have a look-see. We have this page now that is terribly blank. And I do have, when I was tasting to see how the printing of this would work, it printed just on normal paper. So because of the color of the envelope, it changed the color of the printing, which of course when it's on white is quite bright. So why don't we have this A, like ABC for the little girl at school. Let's see how high. So if I make a line, I have to remember that I'm working in this tiny little window for you guys. Let's find my pencil. And that's not a pencil. Too many pink pens in my desk. Okay. Let's close this. So junk journaling or journaling is really just about having fun and playing with layers and colors, and you can stencil, you can paint, you can ink, you can use original dictionary. Like I've got this pile off to the side, so at some point we might even use some real dictionary paper on this, and I'm just going to cut that to size as well. Ignore the fact that I'm using my ruler upside. And let's see how much of this will fit. Do I want the hot air balloon? Do I want the goat? Do I want the bird? I think I get more image if I trim off at the donkey. So let's trim off at the donkey. And now we can stick that there, and let's see, how much do I have to cut off to there, and let's get it straight. And of course we ink. Even with the biggest desk in the world, I always land up working in a 6 by 6 inch square. So I'm going to, this is just on normal copy paper, was the test that I did. So you don't even have to use fancy paper for everything. But I don't want to waste anything, so we might as well have this theme going on, and let's get that to the edge and to the edge. There we go. And we stuck that slightly skewiff. Let's go to the bottom properly. Yes, that's better now. Oh, rats. Can't win. Swings, roundabouts, got a little bit sticking out there, so I can trim that off later. Okay, so now what? What are we going to do with the rest? What I did do is I had a look at these circles, and I have got a 1.5 inch punch, and I thought what I could do is stamp into these so I can protect the paper around, and stamp into this area here with some dots. So yes, I have a fixation with dots. You might have noticed. And I'm going to use my broken china. So I just am trying to recreate or reflect the different size dots that are going on in the paper. So I punched myself a mask basically. Let's put the lid on before we get glue everywhere. And I'm going to just aim in the middle, and I'm going to stand up and give CPR because I haven't got it on a block, but I'm going to be able to lift up and see, did it print everywhere nicely? Can always put it back down. That looks good. Aha. So now we've got the dots. So I'm going to do that again up there, and I'm going to do that again over there. So ink it up. And how central am I? This is slightly, my mask is slightly smaller than the circles on this side. The circles on that page are slightly smaller altogether, so I don't think these were supposed to be matching pages. They just are now. There we go. And last one, let's do that one up there. Oops, my mousey has escaped. So it's kind of, I like hybridizing things, for want of a better description. So this is kind of what I would do as a art journal idea, the stamping with a mask. Junk journaling is using old stuff, vintage books and so on. Let's see how we're doing. That one looks great as well. Okay, now I need to bring this across to perhaps to the side. Perhaps I need to print this whole thing on the paper, so that would actually fit there perfectly. So let's do that. So I've got 3, and then I'm probably going to have some across the other side. I'm just checking that I am not missing anything on the chat. No. Everybody's still behaving themselves. Right, let's pop this on the edge. Top to bottom on the edge. Squish at the top, squish in the middle, squash over there. And let's just see how we're doing. Right, I am going to have to heat gun that because otherwise it is going to smudge. And I need to just plug my heat gun in. I don't like to leave it plugged in. So let's just reach across the screen and plug that in. Chat amongst yourselves. Oh, there we go. So because I use the oxide, it will have stuff that will take quite a while to dry. So that is why I am having to heat gun it. Yes, Sarah, it is a great little stamp. It is designed after my favorite stencil that Sarah did. It's very similar to one of Tim's stencils as well, but I just absolutely love it. It's a great filler of things. Okay, and now, you know, I tidied up and I moved things. So let's just see, where have I put my file? Here it is. I knew it wouldn't be far from my reach. So while that dries, I'm going to get out some more ABCs. I really need to clear the desk next to me because I'm working in, I've got this huge pile that I was going to show you of books that I use, but that will have to be on another time when I can actually show you my screen. So what I want to do is get to these. So let's bring back my thing. So this was a freebie. It is a freebie on my website, and I have got it in 2 colorways, original, and then I've done it in black and white. So I think the original goes a bit better with the color scheme. The black is a little harsh, so let's do ABC. I like that, and that goes there with that, and then we can have maybe a BC like so. I like that. Okie dokie. Glue. Now I'm going to revert to this glue, and should I ink it? Of course I should ink it. This is me. We have to have ink. that one will go under and this one will go over. A, B, C. And my glue's been oozing. Hi Nikki, glad you found me. Live is not going according to plan today, so we will revert to original live stream scheduling. Let's just pop that one there. And I'm a terrible stickler for angles, so I've got those two angles, so I'm trying to get those two the same. I know it's junk journaling, but I still have my designer eye, can't help it. I have to line things up. So we have A, B, C. Right. I'm liking where this is going. Now we have flip, flap, and then another flip going on here. So it's quite a lot we can still do. There's so much you can do on these pages. You can really just play endlessly. So for now I'm just gonna, oh, no wonder I lost my mouse. Right, let's find something else I can put in there. Oh, we have some tabs and some things from other things that I have made, and it also goes with the French dictionary theme that I've been using. So let's go back here. I've got nothing in the pocket, so how about these are just coffee stained, and I know the green doesn't really go with this, but you know what, it goes. So let's pop them in there and see what happens. So maybe they're a little small. Maybe they should stand up. No, then they're going to stick out. But is that a problem? Is it? Not sure. Let's see. So they're going to stick out above the book. I quite like that. So what else can we add to this? Let's see what I've got here. So ABC, maybe I can have, I've got two different sizes from two different printings. And then I can have a picture here perhaps. Why not? So you can see I'm just playing with layers. Ah, I didn't ink it quickly before I get too far with the glue. Let's ink that edge. And pop that there. Oh, the glue soaks in so quickly on this photo paper. You could see that had not stuck. So now I'm thinking maybe I should keep those for something else. And what, Mom? Maybe I should just stick these back to back and that can go in there, then it won't stick out over the top. And I mean, this is where you can get ridiculous. You can even then make this into a pocket or a little book. So if I had these pages perhaps that I hadn't cut out, if they weren't separate, I could have like a little mini book I think these are all separate pages. Yes, I could have like a mini book in there. So let's for now just glue those back to back. We have random letters of the alphabet everywhere. Yes, you're very behind. I hadn't inked the edges. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so we squish and squash those together and then ink the edges. Let's get that out the way. Could, of course, ink in blue. That would also work, but we're inking with brown today. It just links everything up. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some of the other little girls from my photo stash. So let's pop that in there, because now we will see that from that side and from that side. Doesn't stick out the top. Now we've lost my little girls. Let's have a look, because she needs friends. Let's pop these back in here, and let's have these in there. What else have I got? I've got flowers, I've got denim things. No, none of that goes. Okay, I'm going to just, no, those flowers are too bright. Pop that on the floor. Let's find her friends. I think she needs some friends. Yes, Annalise, that's the nice thing about printing stuff and playing with things, and just getting the colors to work. Like I did with these, you kind of in charge or in control, more in control. And then the colors do work really well together. So I am going to carry on and use these top ones and do the decal edge thing. And I actually prefer doing it where I can see the edge, because then I keep myself more straighter. English is such a funny language. More straighter, but then I've got less to hold. Okay. And I'm just going to go up this side and just wing it. Because these aren't going to be on the same page as her, it doesn't matter that I'm using up my test runs, because I couldn't wait to play. With my new printer, this is the first time I put the 180 GSM through, and it printed like a dream. No complaints at all, unlike my previous printer that had complaints in triplicate. So we have a spot there. Okay, I can see why I'm using this glue now, because the liquid glue is just not cutting it. Let's have her over there. See how that brings out the blue in her. I'm going to stick her, and then I'm still going to use some of Tim's tape. I'll come back to that, because I'm also going to use tape on there, because that'll link up with that. And now, what else do we have to play with? I have some of these gorgeous stamps of Tim's, because I think these little girls look a bit like those vintage soap adverts, and I don't know, have no idea what this is. Quality superior garnet, absolute pure. I have no idea. My French, I have no French. No idea what this says, but I like it, and it's a new set that I just got fairly recently, but it's an old one. It's only number 71, and I just fell in love with it. So it's from the days before Tim, well, Stampers Anonymous could print on the stuff. So I'm just wondering if I should put, because the side has got the blue, let's bring some blue over here. And I haven't primed these stamps, of course, so this is going to be interesting. We get what we get and we don't throw a fit, quote unquote Tim. And I'm going to stand up and do CPR. So we're going to pop it in this corner. And I know what you mean. I type live instead of love all the time. It's the two letters being right next to each other on the keyboard. Oh, yes. And it still makes a word, so we don't necessarily notice it. Aha. Now you see that links that across there. And of course we have to incur. I didn't ink the other one, and my inking police in the other room didn't, because we're behind. Inking police, that's my mom. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to put her at an angle. I'm only going to glue this side because it's going to become like a little pocket. And then we just have one more flap. So I have 1, 2, 3 girls. What am I going to have here? Let's have another ABC. So I'm just raiding my stash for another ABC. Let's have, no, that's too big. We want the smaller ones. Oops, craft a launch. Let's keep those out. My file just knocked my Ferrero Rocher box off. This came all the way from South Africa. Look at the state of it, chipped and whatever, but it's great for storing things. Okay, so at this stage, I don't know. I might put things on top later, but you can see how when you Annalise, I hope you have planned some birds in this journal book. Well, why not? I have birds. I have a book of budgerigars actually that is on my list of things to work with. I will get it out with you in mind. I might even give you the heads up that it will be a bird evening. My mom loves birds. She belongs to an online thing that goes live every second Tuesday evening. Okay, so let's just see where we at. We have her. Let's put these tapes in because that'll help to bring the yellow up there. Which is the one that I've already stolen stuff from, this one. So let's have hard to pick and choose. Let's take this one. Easier said than done. Maybe I need a pick tool. I could use my birds from the tattoo design, yes. But I do actually have a book with budgery gauze. Come on. Poke your tool in. Am I using... typical ones on the wrong side. I knew it shouldn't be that difficult. Oh well, tonight is a comedy of errors. Isn't it just? Okay, so we will put it in line with her little dress over there. And of course I can't get it through the backing sheet. Am I like? Okay, let's have it over there. And I said we'd make, oh no, it's the other one that I'd make a pocket. It's this, where's she gone? That one. It's like the Find the Fairy project. Okay, let's find something that we can use to put in. This one has some printing on the back, so let's use this one. First we ink it. And we ink the other side. And we fold it, make a little book. And we pop it in there. There we go. And what else have I got? Where's my box of things to scratch through? Very good question indeed. They were right here a minute ago. Here. I have some stickers. I have, that's a bit bright. I have some tickets. I have more tickets. I have cream tickets. Are they a bit bright? They're too bright. And I have some of these pages. Let's use that, and maybe let's use that. See, this is where it's quite fun now. I'm scratching through all the things, all the little bits and pieces and leftovers. So somewhere I have these stickers. I pulled them out because they were the right color now. Where are they on this desk? Here they are. So I have there. I thought that sticker was rather nice. And let's put those on one side. And maybe we can have this envelope over here with that in. That works. Seeing as I have made the envelope, let's use it. Hi Christy, yes I did create the paper. So this was the freebie that came with my newsletter and these little booklets that I am now looking to add in behind here as well, because I've got two of the same. They actually fit that way, but I'm putting them in here like this for now. So this is as far as I have got. I wonder if we put a little, let's turn this one into a little pocket. If we cut this one in half, we can make more pockets. and scissors. So let's cut this little booklet in half and make a pocket. I'm going way over my, it's actually not way over because I had a disastrous start and had a delay, so let's use really skinny double-sided tape. Craft a launch, warning, avalanche. Oh, thanks, Christy. Okay, so which way was up? That way was up. So we're gonna go. I'm just using double-sided tape because I don't want the glue to ooze and make the pocket even skinnier. Because this is 1/8 width tape. It's ridiculously skinny, but I love it for things like this because it just makes life so much easier. And then I'm going to make a little notch in the top to, I'm going to do that now before I forget. So I'm taking my 1.5 inch punch and I'm going to center it. I'm not pushing it in halfway, I'm pushing it in less than halfway just to get that little notch so people know that it's a pocket. Because, you know, people who don't make these things don't always know where to look for things. So you have to help them by putting little guidelines, like little notches, just to give people an idea that, oh, there's a pocket. Maybe I should put something there, or I can look at something there. And that is my theory, and I'm sticking to it. And apparently this red liner backing is also sticking like the blazers, no matter how I try and get this one off. And if I try from the other side, everything, no, there's always one. Always one. There we go. Yes, yes, maybe. Thank you. Good grief, Gertrude. Shame I don't know who Gertrude was. Right, we have a little pocket on a pocket on a backing. It's like the million layer project at this point. So we have, let's backtrack. We have that page which has nothing on it at the moment. We have this page. We have our pocket made from our envelope. We have a pocket with nothing in it. So let's make some taggies. Right, so that can go in there. And then we'll have another one in here. I'm just playing. This is just me talking out loud because you guys are here, but this is how I roll. This is me just thinking out loud while I work. And so then we would have that there. So we close that one. So that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. This one I feel like it needs something else. So we're going to add this ticket. I could stamp on these tickets as well. So they'll have another. Now she needs tape. Where's Timmy's tape? Let's have a nice long one. And let's try not to, which side is, let's try not to peel it off the back this time. So we'll have a jaunty piece going across there. Right, we have a leftover. So I think we flip up. We have one more page. Now, because this page is going to go down, I don't really want to put a pocket there because then things are going to want to fall out. So what are we going to put there? $1 million question. Let's raid the stash. See what else we have. We have some of the leftovers of the test run. So what can we do here? Let's cut that out and make some layers. Just clearing my desk so I can do some cutting. So this was my test run piece that I'm just using up because waste not, want not. It also goes with the theme. It's got the A. I'm going to cut the top off like so. And then of course we ink it because it's me and we ink everything. And this was just plain old copy paper. You don't have to use fancy photo paper for everything. Even the copy paper works just fine. Right, up, out, up. So we can do that, and then what? We put it on one side and have the dots like that. And then maybe I need another picture, but I've only got the 3 girls. So I'll have to print something else or put something else here. Okay, I like that idea. I like the way that is balancing. And I'm going to then call it a night. So thanks for hunting me down. I think this was take 3 when I finally actually got it working. Technology was not my friend tonight. I think my phone has done an update. And the live button was unobtainable. I'm going to pop it like that. Or should I do the spots? And then I can put something here. Yes. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I will be live next Wednesday. And it's a new thing that I'm doing every Wednesday. Ink. It has ink. I've got Mom being the ink police in the other room. This doesn't have ink, but I'm not inking that. And then maybe something can go here. So that is it for tonight. This is the page we've done. So we've got stamping on the paper. We can still put things on this paper. We've turned this envelope into a pocket and decorated the inside of the envelope so that when you pull that out, you don't see the German writing that was behind. We've got this cute little girl that is from this absolutely gorgeous photo. And then we have her friends that have been waiting for her arrival, who have come to join her in the journal. So we have 1, 2, 3 girls. Yes, we need to maybe finish off with another few things or not. Sometimes these are a work in progress, but that's as far as I'm going to get tonight. So thanks everybody for joining in. I now need to see if I can actually leave the live. There's the X. X marks the spot. So thank you. See you all next week. Bye for now. you sure you want to end the live? Am I still? I thought it was finished and I'm carrying on sticking. Too funny. Oh my lordy. What a night. Yes, I want to finish the live. And thanks to those of you that stayed to see me fiddle and faff because I miraculously found my stickers.